welcome to another video. But first I want to say thank you to my subscribers, the PACT Nation, and thank you, the viewer. Again, without you, there is no me. So I am more appreciative than you know. Now, throughout the content of this video, if you find yourself liking the content, please press like if you haven't done so. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and join us. Additionally, if you will be so inclined to support the channel financially, there are options in the description below, okay? There is the Buy Me a Coffee link, which is my personal link, and there's a super thanks and the super chats and many more options to come. That being said, you're awesome. Last time we looked at her 911 phone call. Today, what I'm going to be looking at are key specific things. Her behavior, her demeanor, but most importantly, her story spinning. I want to know how she's going to talk her way out of the situation of her being caught red-handed for doing the crime, which involved her ex-boyfriend and the suitcases, okay? Now, before we dive into the interrogation, I'm going to play you the audio of her recording from her cell phone, the suitcase, which contained her ex-boyfriend.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
F you.
Sarah.
F you.
Sarah.
Stupid.
Sarah.
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Sarah. I can't fucking breathe, babe. Seriously.
Yeah, that's when you do when you choke me.
Sarah. 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 Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
That's on you.
Sarah, I can't breathe.
It's on you.
Sarah.
Real or ransom. I want to get video for it extra. Because I got this.
Sarah.
Real or ransom.
Sarah. Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
Oh. That's what I feel like when you ching on me.
Sarah. I
You.
can't breathe, Sarah.
Yeah. You should probably shut the up.
Sarah.
So this morning we went to his autopsy, and we were informed of some injuries that he has by the doctor. So I want, so he's got scratch marks to his back.
I know what that's from.
Okay, and it's called a contusion. Do you know what a contusion is? So like basically you're getting hit, and then you get a mark from it. You'll get bruising, like someone hit you or something like that. It's called a contusion. So he had some injuries to his left shoulder. He had a cut near his lip. We could see his mouth was a little
I haven't laid a
swollen.
hand on him.
Okay.
Also, too, he fell off my son's bike,
Okay.
so I don't know. And he's notorious for running into the wall or the
Okay.
hall tree. So
Okay.
I don't-
What about the scratches? Because there's also sex.
Yes.
Okay. Because there's also like a scratch on the back of his neck, kind of going, but it's going straight across.
I have no idea what that's from.
And they're all recent. They occurred recently. It wasn't something that occurred post or that occurred a week ago or 2 days ago, 3 days ago. They definitely occurred, the night leading up to when he was.
In all honesty, all honesty, we have not gotten into it.
Okay.
That's why, like, the only thing I thought you guys were going to ask me about, which I was going to be honest with you anyway, are the scratch.
Okay, a few things to dissect here. Let me give you a backstory really quickly. So she came voluntarily to the detective station, police station. Oh, I'll stare. To the police station for this interrogation. Now, she took the car and she drove. We all know while in the car, she was like, okay, Sarah, talk about this, talk about that, talk about this, talk about this, talk about that. So when the detective with the good shoes and the cough, when the detective brought up the whole autopsy, she was not expecting that. And here's how I know she was not expecting that. So I'm going to point that to you when she says, oh, I don't know about that. It's a subconscious way of saying, stop. Because her overall demeanor, of course, when she walked in, she's at the corner of the room, literally cornered by these two detectives, and the exit is right in front of her. How cruel. Putting the criminal right in front of the exit, and they'll never get out. Cruel. But she's sitting there, and she doesn't know what to expect. And so her natural body language is to be crouched, shoulders forward, body tucked in. It's natural. It's a natural reaction to the unknown. But what you do not see, and I was able to see, is that the moment she mentioned the autopsy, her heart rate increased. And to me, her cortisol level is increasing. So naturally, when you have a surge of cortisol that's very sudden, a fight and flight is activated. And because she cannot flight and she cannot fight, she's stuck stationary. And that whole, it's me? What? What? It's a submissive play to a deflection. Deflection to a submissive. She's trying to tell the detective, stop asking me these questions. Well, Sarah, you don't even know what the hell you were getting yourself into, okay? Clearly, you didn't sleep. Let's go.
Marks on his back.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, I have no idea what it is. No idea what it is. Nonetheless, I've had my son over the house, too, so...
Well, your son was there when? When was he last there?
Oh, gosh. Last week?
Okay. You see how she got very comfortable when the detective changed the subject? She was finally able to go, oh, okay, fine. Problem one averted. She repositioned herself, she felt more comfortable, and she went back into a defensive stance, right? I'll play it again. Check this out. Do you see that? The moment the son was brought up, different subjects, she was able to relax. And because it's her son, she feels more at ease answering the question because she has more control over that narrative of her son. Okay, so let's see now where things go. Now, pay attention to the physical demeanor of the detectives in comparison to hers, okay?
Saying he was there like last Tuesday?
I don't know if it was Tuesday, but yes, he was there last week, so...
Well, we're talking about Sunday. Yeah. We're just talking about what occurred Sunday. Because like I said, the injuries they occurred within that time period.
So you're talking about day before yesterday?
Sunday leading into Monday. You called us yesterday at 1, but the incident, you guys were painting and stuff the night prior.
Correct.
So we're talking about Sunday and
That's
then into
why
Monday.
I'm thoroughly confused because we had a good time sitting on the back porch having wine and...
Again, the detective did not let go of that story. They want to ask questions about these injuries. So she got comfortable, the son was brought up, and then the detective is asking her about the dates. Two things, criminals and liars. There's certain things where you don't need to say, Did you eat yesterday? Yes, I did eat yesterday. Did you go to the bathroom yesterday? Yes, I'm sure I went to the bathroom yesterday. Did you have your son on Tuesday? There's certain things that there's no need for thinking. Right? That whole is, what are you conniving about?
Smoking a couple of cigarettes and then decided to go inside and literally paint, do puzzles, and play, and listen to music. That's why nobody got out of sorts. This is what's mind-blowing to me. Like, I have no clue. Nobody laid a hand on anybody.
He also had, like on the left side of his forehead, he had basically bruising, and on like his head and his skull.
I have no idea.
As if something hit him.
I
considered
have not
force
touched him.
trauma.
I have not touched him. I have not touched him.
Then how would you get those injuries?
Tell me and we'll both know.
Officer, all we did is play, do puzzles, and have some wine. She's deflecting the fact that someone died because of her actions. She refuses to say that. She refuses to acknowledge that. It's as if it's like blocked out of her mind. Well, no, honestly, it's not blocked out of her mind. She knows exactly what she did and why she did it. But it's not the story she wants to tell. And the detective are going towards that direction. The detective want to ask her, why did you do it? And she sees that directions and she doesn't want to go there. She doesn't want to go there. That deflection, it's so typical narcissist. Look at the detective. Look at her, the body language of the detective with the good shoes and the cough. Look. She's like this. Like, not interested, Sarah. The detective is not interested. Trust and believe, Sarah feels that. She sees that, and she responds to that. Don't think this is ignored on her. She senses that. That's why she's not able to let go of the protective position of tucking the elbows in and crossing the legs. She can't really relax because she's not able to bamboozle these two detectives. They're still looking at you, Sarah.
I have no idea, and I don't want to seem out of sorts, but I have no idea. We had a good day. It was a good day. We've had good days lately, even considering everything that's going on with our jobs and life in general and ex-wives and everything. It's been good. Like, I don't even know where this is coming from.
What happened is that when her ex-boyfriend was in the suitcase and that she was having a good old time drinking wine while the guy was pleading for his life, this bee took the suitcase, pretty much rolled it with the guy inside. Okay, she didn't roll it, but she twisted, tumbled, turned it. Yeah, there's a human being in that suitcase. Yeah, and I'm sure she didn't gently drop it to the floor. Not only was George stuck in that suitcase, but she tortured him. Allegedly. YouTube, stop. Do you understand what I'm saying? And again, that whole, please believe me, I didn't do it. Nobody laid any hands on anybody.
Yeah,
I don't even
the
know.
last physical was probably, you said, I think, a month ago? Where you got the injury, right? You said that was a month ago?
I'll say a few weeks, give or take, yeah.
A few weeks. That was the last, physical altercation between the two of you? You said a month ago he hit you with a curtain rod.
Yeah, with a curtain rod. That's why I can't believe you guys didn't take that either.
A curtain rod? George, listen. This woman was beat. She was being abused by that ex-boyfriend. I'm not saying it makes it right what she did. Okay, but let's be honest. She was abused. She was beat by a curtain rod by the guy in the suitcase. That's so ridiculous. So for people who don't know, who just happened to stumble on this case, these two, her ex-boyfriend in the suitcase and Sarah, have an extensive history of domestic violence on both sides, both hers and his, okay? And so what she says, it's been good, is that it's been about a month where there was no domestic violence dispute. There have been so much domestic violence between those two that even the neighbors know about it, the local cops know about it, everybody knows about it. Have you ever had someone where, the police knows them by first name in your neighborhood? If the answer is yes, stay away from them, okay? The police should never know you by the first name unless you're related to them. But that's besides the point. George, R.I.P., but the curtain rod. Ugh.
Comes at me all the time. He comes at me. So it's either I flee or try to go upstairs and go to sleep. That's usually what it is. And I don't know if you talk to Brian about any of that, but most of the time when I flee, I go over there.
Pause. So she said two things. First one is, quote, it's either I flee, pause, or I go upstairs and go to sleep. There's no difference there, Sarah. There's no difference there, right? Why was there a pause? What did you mean to say? It's either you flee or fight? Is that what you meant? But that word wouldn't fit into this narrative you're spinning. So therefore you squeezed in this idea that you go upstairs and sleep, which is part of the story that you've been telling us and the detective, that you just went upstairs and slept. Sarah. Because you were going somewhere with that, but you cut yourself. That's why there was a pause. Because it doesn't make any sense. Either I flee or go upstairs and sleep. How is that? How is that? How is that an option? How is that part of the option? Pick one. Flee or go upstairs and go to sleep. Sarah.
So what do you mean by he comes after you? Like,
He gets belligerently drunk.
mhm.
Like, I don't know if you all have looked through my phone yet and seen any of the pictures and the videos that I have taken.
Mhm.
And at one point, I started documenting everything.
Okay.
So you all will see in my pictures bloody fingers, split foreheads, he split my nose. I've got this.
Right.
I don't know if Brian told you about it, where I had to have almost I had one really bad surgery, but then it got really, 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 really bad, where I had to go like 4 or 5 more times afterwards for them to tend to it, from him poking me in the back of the leg.
Right.
So it's...
Then why are you still with him?
Everybody asks me that. When I tell you guys that...
Okay. So, two things here. I'll get into the detective comment about why. Oh boy. Okay. Number one, the reason why she volunteered the information of the content of her phone is because she wants to explain the video we just heard earlier. That video we heard at the beginning with her ex-boyfriend in the suitcase pleading for his life, that came from her phone. Okay? And so she, driving to the police station, knows that the detective have her phone and probably saw that video. She has to find an explanation as to why was that content on that phone. And the explanation is George drinks too much. He drank a lot. And if you look at my phone, the history of domestic violence, how much he beat me, choked me, like I have a rod on my leg. Okay. In addition to everything that George has done to me, here's the reason why there's the video, because of what he's done to me. Do you see how she willingly volunteers information of the content of the video to seem honest, to seem like, look, I have nothing to hide, I'm telling you the truth. And then in the same breath, she spins the story of accusations around why you will see that video there, because look at everything else that George has done to me. She knows the video is incriminating. She knows. She's not stupid. She knows. Now, let's go to the comment of the other detective about why you're still with him. Victim shaming is a problem. And I don't know if you think like that, and if you think like that, maybe I can change your mind. Stop victim shaming. And let me explain to you why. The victim brain is a real thing. It's something very subconscious. It's something that falls under the lines of conditioning. It falls into the line of brainwashing. And it's of no fault of the victim because it is subconsciously happening. Do you know Stockholm Syndrome? Stockholm Syndrome is when you fall in love or you have romantic feelings for your attacker, whether you're a male or a female. Even if you're a heterosexual man and you get put in a dungeon by a man, you get tortured long enough, you will start having romantic feelings for that guy. And it has nothing to do with your orientation, but it has everything to do with your survival, because subconsciously your brain has to protect you. And so the way it does that is by tricking you into having feelings of admiration for your attacker. Because then what that does, it changes your behavior to be nicer, to make the attacker to make the attacker less angry towards you, to irritate the attacker a lot less, which in turns reduces the frequency of your abuse. It's a thing. You can't control it. You can't control it. It's primal. It's deeply entwined with a fear complex. It's self-preservation. Stop victim shaming. It's not cute. It's not smart. And it's not right. You know, in the comments below with Dara Brooks, people brought up how Erica Patterson, you know, she asked for it. She got beat once, beat twice. Why did she go again? Stop, because you sound silly. I was going to use another word, but you sound very silly. It's not educated. I'm teaching you, okay? Don't victim shame. That's it. Don't be mad at me. I'm just telling you. I'm making you a better person, okay? Thanks. Okay, let's press play.
I've really helped him. I've bailed him out of jail, 3 times. I've gone to every single hearing and every single arraignment, everything that I did for him. Gone to see all his public defenders, go to the state. I've gone to the state. I did everything for him because I'm trying to help him, because I had hope in him. And he was trying. He was really trying. And then he starts to think about things, and I think he gets overwhelmed, and then it's like, the next thing I know, he's drinking. So it's like, oh man.
Narcissists are not quite capable of love. They might like you, but they're not capable of love the way you and I might love. And so she saw George with a purpose, and her actions when it pertains to George always had an end game. It was never really done just for the fun of it, or just because she really wanted to be altruistic. And in that little segment, she just talked about how great she was to him, how much she's done for him. She forgets why she's there. She killed him. And allegedly. And I have to say alleged because she wasn't convicted yet, okay? And YouTube is behind me, okay? So I have to say alleged. But she made everything about herself. And when she goes back to George in question, she begins the spinning with, then he drinks. Let's see what she has to say about George drinking.
I know where this is going to go, so I'm going to go upstairs and read a book, or I'm going to go for a bike ride, or I'm going to do something else. Where I don't want to drink. I don't want to drink. The occasional wine, whatever, or if it's a weekend, that's when you have a good time. You don't have to wake up the next day. I have to wake up the next day and do things. I have to tend to Lucas. I have to take him to school. I have all this stuff to do. He doesn't know how to, I guess, maintain himself, where I can do 50 things at once and still know the 50 things more prior that I need to get done. He can't process like that. He didn't process like that, so he would literally, not literally, but have smoke coming out of his ears. So the next thing you know, he doesn't want to deal with it. I'm going to go get something to drink. So the majority of the time, I would hang out outside or do something else because I don't want to drink. And every time, his job broke his heart. And it made me sad because he had so much pride in his job. And the store that he took care of so much totally went downhill. Mm-hmm. And that broke his heart because he had put so much work and effort into fixing it up. And his manager was awful and basically gave up on all of the employees. So I think that had a huge bearing on why he would drink so much. His ex-wife is bonkers. Mm-hmm. She was all over him all the time. Send me money.
I have to pause there. 2 things. Number 1, the detective aboard. Ugh. Did you get a little bored? I got a little bored. And the reason why is because she's gaslighting us. She's spinning story. Where is she going? All I know is one word in one word, one denominating word, that is drinking. George drinks. Everything else is just a spin, 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 spin. So again, she's blaming this entire fiasco on George drinking.
So he always had something on his mind, which is why, again, I got the puzzles and the paint to try to get him off of it so we don't have a drink, or he doesn't have a drink. So when you all see my phone, you can see all of the damage he has done to me and the videos of him smashing my television because he's belligerently drunk. Where most of the time, I just don't want to be there. And I try.
Okay, so she added on top of that, because George drinks so much, that in order to help George, because she loves him so much and she wanted to help him, she got the puzzles. That's why she got the puzzles and the game to get in the suitcase and play hide and seek, so that he doesn't have to drink. If you're confused, understandable, because in one breath she's saying he drinks too much. Maybe he's the reason, the alcohol is the reason why he passed away. And the same sentence, she's like, but no, I got the games because I didn't want him to drink, so maybe he wasn't that drunk. Confusing, isn't it? Isn't it? Confusing, isn't it? I'm telling you, in the real world, narcissists will make you so tired. You'll be like, okay, yes, 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 yes. You'll just say yes to get so you can move on. Yes, Sarah, yes. So, what are we doing for lunch? Yes, but in a court of law, narcissists, it doesn't work. It doesn't work because the detective are not they're not just gonna forget it. She's just spinning, hoping you get sick of it and be like, okay, Sarah, you can go home. No. Oh, Sarah.
He doesn't know. I can get like maybe 2-3 glasses of wine, and I'll be fine. But I have to have my wits about myself because I don't know what to expect.
Well, let's talk about Sunday. What was Sunday?
Not for nothing. 3 glasses of wine and you're fine. Okay. Let me know in the comments below who can have 3 glasses of wine and be completely compos mentis. Completely fine. What? 1 glass, and I'm down for a good time, okay? 1 glass, and I'm easy. But 2 or 3, forget it. Forget it. She acts as if 2 or 3 glasses, that's the whole bottle, Sarah. That's the whole bottle. You could drink a bottle of wine and be okay. No, we're getting lit. If it's a whole bottle, we are lit. L-I-T.
So I know. Nobody else knows, but I know. Nobody knew George better than I did. I say that I knew George better than himself.
You knew George better. Leave it to a narcissist to tell you that they know you better than you know you. Sarah, you're a mess.
And I tried in every way, shape, and form. Ask everyone. I helped him. I took care of him. I miss him a lot, and I didn't even sleep last night. I miss him a lot.
I mean, is there any chance it got to be too much for you and you couldn't handle taking care of him and
I never stopped.
trying to...
I never stopped. Okay. That's what I'm here for. I never stopped. I'm here now because I'm still trying to help him.
You killed him. Look, everybody. Sarah killed the man and she's still here trying to help him. Sarah, I'm telling you, man, it's when you witness it from a third person point of view, that's why it's scary. That's why, to me, she's very dangerous. This is someone that you could be sleeping next to and she would end you right there and then for no reason. For no reason. In her mind, she owns George. She said it. She thinks she knows George more than George knows himself. George who he is because of her. She did all this for George. She owned George. And that ownership power, you can see it in that video when he was in the suitcase. She owned him. She had his life in her hand. And she decided to end it. She's very proud of that. She's very proud of that. If she wasn't proud of it, if she was remorseful, she would be crumbled in tears. I'm afraid of the government. I'm afraid of the law and the hospital. 3 things I'm afraid of. Those 3: courts, government, and hospital. If I find myself in the crossroad of those 3, I will crumble. I'm not that strong. This is why I'm not a good accomplice, because I would tell on you. I'll call the FBI. No, and I pay my taxes. I would be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like I would. I don't have it in me to be hiding like that. Like that's just too big of a secret. Just too big of a secret. There's certain things, like if you're a decent human being, that should bother you. It should bother you. It should bother you. You shouldn't be able to hide this so comfortably. She's comfortably hiding this. That's why I do believe that she intended to end this guy's life. It was her power play. It was an ultimate checkmate.
Yeah, we just don't, it's unexplainable how he got these injuries, and
I have no idea.
you were the only one with him.
100% right hand to God. I have no idea how he got them.
Why do people swear to God? As if God is like, oh my God. What does God say? Does God say, oh my God? God said, oh my humans. Oh my humans. Another person just threw his hand at me. What do I do with that, Mary? I don't know. What criminals? Why do you always swear to God? You think he cosigns on your actions? Oh no, you think we're nincompoops. You think we're silly enough to just absolve you and believe everything you say because you swear to God.
You had mentioned that you would take photos, videos, kind of like a proof and just in general.
Yeah, I started documenting at one point, but that was way before, I think, the last time that he got arrested, where he was flying off the deep end.
Okay.
But then...
Okay, look. They volunteer information like that to throw you off. It's a simple statement. The camera, the pictures on your phone. I don't need to know whether you went to get a hot dog, go to the park, to the museum. No need for that extra information. It's the way to throw you off the trail. It's a way for her to make sure you do not stick on that trail. She knows about the content of that video and she doesn't want to talk about it. She doesn't want it to be a subject. She wants it to just disappear. And when you get too close to the target, it gets really hot. She gets really uncomfortable and she's just deflecting. Oh yeah, you had the picture. Yeah, we went to the dog park and we played with the dog. We had some pizza. Oh my God, did you go to the museum? Did you see that? Oh my God. Like the Museum of Natural History, those dinosaurs, those bones were great, okay? It's deflect. She doesn't want to talk about that video. And she's afraid that the detective will go there. So she's trying to throw it off the trail. It doesn't work, Sarah. These are detectives. These are not your friends.
And I had him bailed out. I got him out of jail.
Right.
But because he had violated the pretrial diversion, this time it's probation, so you don't have a choice in it. You have to go to see your probation officer. You have to go to these classes. It's court ordered. Mm-hmm. Where it took him a while to get used to it and understand, they're not messing around. I even went down and met his probation officer, which I say she's wonderful.
Nobody
That's
cares.
one of my questions too I need to talk to you about. Hugged me and said how much she knows that I take care of him. She called me personally one time when George was at work, when he was working. 42-minute phone call. She and I just saying how grateful she is that George has me. And she knows how hard I'm working to help him, just as she is and just as the classes will. So once he started actually going on a regular basis to the probation officer and then to his substance abuse class and his, I don't know what BIP stands for, Matters Intervention Program, and actually listening to what it is everyone had to say, he changed Like I could see a change in him, where before lashing out, he would think about it. And would always come home and show me his papers, and we would look over his papers together. Where it's like, wow, you actually are learning this in class? And some of the stuff that they would show them, like videos, he would come home and be like, Sarah, I'm so sorry for what I've done to you. Because for a video that he watches to...
All that from the initial statement of the content of her phone. Look how far she went. Look how far she went. Okay, let's listen to the original question.
You had mentioned that you would take photos, videos, kind of like a proof and just in general.
The original question was, quote, you mentioned you're taking videos and photos to document stuff. How are we to parole officer? How are we, like, I don't understand why we're like AA meetings, and look how far she goes with that. She's like literally throwing banana peels. You mean, what do you mean? On my phone? No, look, parole officer, museum, park, dog, cats. I mean, she's just throwing whatever banana peels story she can throw to just like, mumbo jumbo the detective's face. That detective with the good shoes, she's not paying attention. She's like this.
I know.
What's on your laptop?
Oh? The officer with the good shoes. She's not buying anything of Sarah's antic, okay? She's like, what's on the laptop? Look at Sarah. What? Sarah's like, oh my God. Oh, Sarah.
What was I going to tell you?
Now, the question is, what's on the laptop? Let's see what banana peels Sarah throws at us.
Oh, previously, I actually looked up how to file a restraining order.
Okay.
Because I would take him out, his parents, because of them constantly having to take him back in, his bags of clothes, all his stuff. The last time, the father came out and irate and just not even, I don't even know if he knew Lucas was in the car, just opened the back of my car and just started throwing all his crap in, just throwing it, like the car would jostle, he was throwing all his stuff. At that point, because I continually did it, not continually, I think I maybe did it 3 times, and he has nowhere else to go, they got fed up and said nope.
Just to remind you, the question is, what's on the laptop? Look, she's throwing bananas.
Either you're staying there or you're staying here. But if you're staying here at their place, it's permanent. You're not going back over there anymore. So what happens is, he pursues me. So I don't know if y'all know where Katie Way Trail is. Okay, so it's literally right there from our apartment. Would ride his bike to work, but before he would leave extra early and come up to the wall, stand on top of his bike and poke his head over because he would know that I would be outside having my morning cigarette and cup of coffee. And I would also know, too, what time he would get off of work, where I would know, come getting off of work, he's going to do the same thing. So it's not like I ever got, like, a break from him, where I told you all yesterday, or whenever it was, I started to feel that it was too much togetherness. And when you have too much togetherness, friction happens. So I'm going to go ride my bike. I'm going to go upstairs and read a book. But every waking moment, he wants to be with me. So, and mind you, our townhome is either upstairs or downstairs. So it's like, if you would like to sit downstairs and watch a movie or play on the laptop, look up some jobs, you're more than welcome.
Again, what's on the laptop?
Welcome to. I'm just going to be upstairs maybe watching one of my shows or maybe reading a book. So, and then when that would happen, we really needed that. So what's for dinner? And then we would cook together and eat dinner and then crawl in the bed and watch a movie.
Are you talking about this is like recent? I don't. You kind of like lost me. Like what are you?
It was
talking
a while.
Detective is like, what is happening? Oh my God. The detective is getting bananas at her face. She's just getting hit with banana peels. What's on the laptop? I don't even know what she said. Sarah, I'm telling you, in real life, you will be exhausted. What I want to remind you really quickly is that Sarah, prior to this interrogation, was very well aware that the detective had access to her phone, and consequently, they know what's inside the phone. So when she went into this interrogation interview, she immediately volunteered information to give the illusion of honesty. Hey, I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to hide. It's not my fault. I didn't do anything, right? Now, it's a tactic that is designed to provide an escape strategy in case they ask her, hey, what is this video about? So she can either go two ways. I don't know what that is. I have no idea how that came about. Or it was just a game. It was just a game, right? And in her mind, because she volunteered information that was in the phone, therefore she has nothing to hide. Therefore, her explanation must carry weight. So now that you understand that, let's see how she reacts to the idea of having to look at this video that was found on her phone and that was videotaped by Sarah.
I have something that I want to show you that we found, and it was from your phone.
Mhm.
Can you see it?
If you need to move it around, go ahead.
Sarah.
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, I called it. She laid the foundation of I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. She's confronted with the evidence of a crime. She knows what she did. She knows exactly what she did. But she does not want to admit it, and she wants to put the veil over our eyes. This is a very interesting moment even for me, and I'll point that out for you later. Let's keep watching.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Your battery's about to die.
Shut it down.
Oh, okay.
See how casual that is? Your battery is about to die. So, there's a very distinct differentiation between a narcissist, purely a narcissist, and a sociopath. And that is the level of shame. Narcissists have a level of shame out of this world. They are riddled with doubts. They think they are crap. A sociopath is someone who can look at you, look at the view of the crime, and not feel shame. They might feel something, but not shame like me and you might feel. And right off the bat, looking at this, how casually she said the battery's about to die, supports my argument that she might be a sociopath. I could be wrong, but let's keep watching.
Let me.
Check out her breathing. Look how deep it is.
The battery doesn't
Look how
last very long.
still she
Yeah, it used
is.
to last a lot longer than that. I don't know what happened.
Okay. Let me just grab something.
All right.
Saved by the bell, Sarah.
No, I was just simply asking because you had a look on your face when she asked you if you've ever done that before. You looked kind of shocked and.
No.
Okay, but why did you say it like that? Like.
I don't think you all understand who I am. Where.
Okay. Well, tell me.
I mean, I've always been a straight-A student. I am an outstanding mother to my son.
Okay.
I excel at everything. I would not do that.
You wouldn't lock something.
So we all heard that, right? Normally I would say, okay, first of all, this is purely narcissistic, 100%. But this is just after Sarah was able to escape watching that video. And that response right there, where she goes into kind of like a self-ego striking, I don't know if that's proper English, kind of tells me that she's not a sociopathic. Kind of tells me that actually she was very afraid to look at the video and she felt relieved that the battery died. And that is typical narcissistic. only narcissistic. So instead of her running away, the video ran away. And so she is self-soothing. She's kind of like, okay, 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 okay. She's kind of doing this. It's very subtle, but it's an important factor. A sociopath, and I've been around sociopath. I've been around psychopath. You have no idea how indifferent they are. Indifferent. They can recall you the horrible things they've done while eating ice cream, smirking and laughing, with no remorse. Not as me and you would know it. As if they're like, reading a book. Sarah there is exhibiting signs of nervousness, signs of stress, and that's not a sociopath. So I take that back. Sarah is not a socio-narc. She's just a big old narc. That's an interesting thing to catch, though. I'm kind of proud of myself for catching that. So she's gonna self-soothe and tell us how great she is, and because she's so great, she couldn't possibly be guilty. Sarah, you're delusional. You are delusional.
Is that somebody in a suitcase?
Well, I didn't completely lock it. I mean, I opened it with one finger. I left enough in there for him to get out.
Okay. So just like Darrell Brooks, right? When you show a little bit of the factual light, there's story spin. Yeah. I mean, I did put him in there, but I didn't close it all the way, right? They always leave a little door to escape through and spin another story. They always do that. They always are. Just in case you catch on to them, they have an explanation. They always have an explanation for something. Always. And if they don't, they try to disappear or they get physical. So Sarah left, a little door open. I'm so good. I'm so great. Obviously, I'm not going to put him in a suitcase for the intent to kill him. I just kind of closed it a little bit with a little bit of room for your fingers to go through so you could just unzip yourself out. Well, you know what? Detective with the good shoes is back. And this time, she got the extension cord, Sarah. We're going to watch this video, okay? Whether you like it or not.
And I wasn't planning on going upstairs and going to sleep.
Okay.
She's laying the foundation for her defense. She knows what's coming. She knows it's there. She knows it's coming.
No, it's just the way you said it.
You guys are scaring me.
Why?
Well, we just want you to watch this. This came from your phone. Don't you want to know what's on it?
Yes, please.
No, she's not that she's scared. She's nervous. She's feeling shame. She does not want to watch the video. That's not a sociopath. That's a narcissist. A soul narcissist.
Is it long? Because I don't know how much I can take.
And detective, that cough of yours.
I don't know how much I can take.
COVID. I'm sorry, I have to pause there. Let me tell you something. This detective is coughing way too much, okay? And whether it's COVID or the flu or bronchitis or upper respiratory infection, you all got it. Sarah, you got it. Detective in red, you got it. You all got it because detective with the good shoes, she got you all, okay? Look how small that room is. Look at, with no ventilation, you are all sick. All of you. No escape. All right, let's go.
Do I have to watch this?
You say?
I continuously throw up. I don't sleep. I don't want to see it, if that's okay.
Now, mind you, this is someone who said at first, I don't remember doing that. So why won't you want to watch it if you don't remember doing that? Oh, no, Sarah. Oh, no. You think you're smarter than I don't know, detectives. These are trained professionals.
Well, it's on your phone, and you can either explain it or we take it for what it is.
Okay, Sarah.
We're just trying to give you the opportunity to tell us what's going on. That's it.
It's that long?
2 minutes.
No.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me. You.
And that's you, your voice.
Stupid.
Sarah.
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
I can't believe it. Sarah.
Yeah, that's when you do it. You choke me.
Sarah. Sarah.
I don't want to watch it, please. Okay.
Sarah.
Last time we talked to you, you had said that you put him in the suitcase, he had 2 fingers hanging out, and you
I
went to
flipped him
bed.
over.
Sarah, I can't believe it.
I flipped him over, and that's where it
I
was.
mean, there's 2 different videos and a still picture where, yeah, it shows you flipping him in different positions, and him.
I'm going to pause it there. So remember at the beginning, the detective said he has bruises. Where'd that come from? Right? Sarah not only put that, well, she didn't put him in there. Let's be fair. Now, George, you step into that suitcase, okay? And you let her zip you up. What? And then while he was trapped down there, she just tumble. She played tumbleweed with the suitcase. Tumble, 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 tumble. Yeah, he hit his face. Yeah, he hit his back. Yes, of course. Of course. What do you think is going to happen? You're being tumbled. Yes, of course, you're going to, ow, ooh, ew. Of course. But that's what she did. Let's see how she explains herself out of that.
Saying that he can't breathe, and you saying fuck
So
you.
this is upside down. So in order for him to have gotten into it,
It was flipped up.
right, it was flipped up normal.
Yes.
Like as if you're packing something. So this is upside down.
Guys, this is killing me right now.
So this image, it's upside down, and then this small video that occurred 11 minutes later, it's flipped over the other way, closer to your dining room table.
Okay.
Now he's obviously still in there. So he didn't, how did it go from the back to the front?
I flipped it.
Okay.
My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep,
Well, that's what you did.
Yeah.
but not intentional.
Not intentional, Sarah. You really? Oh, I didn't intend to blink. Actually, normally you don't intend to blink. Okay, bad example. Oh, I didn't intend to pick up the cup, but I picked it up. I don't even know what analogy to use, but you understand how silly that is, right? So you see there, she's trapped. She has no way out. The proof is in the pudding. And she's going to spin, and going to be stuck on that single story that it wasn't intentional. Which is kind of silly to me because, Sarah, they got you on camera. And from your phone. You can't get any more evidence than that. Well, let's hear it.
No, you told me you went upstairs because
What?
you were
Stop
getting
here.
ready for bed.
Stopped here.
Okay, but
Where's here?
show me where you can see any fingers coming out, because there's the end.
It's, and his head's right here.
Mm-hmm.
So going like this, rather than going all the way up, it's like this.
But why is he saying I can't breathe, and why is he pushing on it as if he can't get out?
And it doesn't show a hole.
There's no hole. There's no fingers. I don't see his fingers. There's no hole.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I don't know, like, what you want me to tell you.
I'm just telling you what we see and what we've heard from the other video.
She's full on stressed. And she can no longer think correctly. I mean, look, there was even a hole in her story. She just said, I don't remember. Right? According to her, I don't remember taking the video, yet she knows exactly where the head is. And she knows where the hole is. It's all weird. And then she went through, like, I didn't intentionally want to go up. She even forgot her own storyline that I don't remember taking this video. But she didn't run around. She didn't run with that tagline. So, to me, she is under a tremendous amount of stress. Her cortisol level is through the roof. Even when she stood up, you could see the contraction. Remember how I told you guys one good trick to have some form of control over your involuntary movements is to actively contract your muscles. It makes you rigid if you try to move, but if you're stationary, it can hide a lot of involuntary movements. When she stood up, you could see she was contracted because she was just crisping, not to shake. Hi, Daryl. You should have used that trick. As far as power play and control, she doesn't have any. She lost it. She knows it. She senses it, and she doesn't know where to go. And her narcissistic mania, I call that. It's incorrect, but I call it that. I don't know what else to call it. It's going to be full on. She's going to blah 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 blah. She's going to blab on our ears off again. But at this moment, it's going to be all on the video. She doesn't have an explanation for that.
I understand.
He's begging for you to let him out. You're laughing in the beginning, and then in the end, it sounds kind of like a...
No, it's not malicious.
Well, saying you.
It's not malicious.
Then what is that?
What does you mean to you?
Well...
Hey guys, can we play a game? Can you write in the comment, what does FU mean to you? Don't be dirty. Sarah, it's not what it looks like. Yeah. Oh, that detective is shady, okay? Detective with the good hair and the cough, shady. What does FU means to you? Oh, shady detective, shady.
Like if I were to tell my
Oh, like
partner,
he does. Like, I get called everything but a white woman, so
Okay.
my intention was not to leave him in there.
I'm sorry. I get called everything but a white woman. Sarah. What do I say? What do I say? Sarah, you are you white? I mean, I don't know. I can I can call everything but a white woman. I can call everything but a white woman. Oh, Sarah, that was really funny, okay? Hi, Sarah, that was really funny, wasn't it? That's a white man.
Please understand that. My intention was not to leave him in there.
but you went upstairs thinking that he could get himself
Yes.
out, but the video shows
That's
at
what I
no
told
point
you.
can I see his fingers. And
He'll
it
be up here
looks
any
like-
minute.
And then 30 minutes later, he didn't show.
And he's telling you,
And I
he
didn't
can't
wake
breathe.
up.
Do you
He's
think
not able
he's
to get
joking?
out.
You told me he was laughing, and
We were
the
before.
video, there's no
When we
laughing.
first got in there, both of us were.
So how long was he in there for? Like, this video is at 11:12 when it starts, so was he in there for like a long time prior to you recording this?
No. No.
So it goes from funny to no longer funny,
But
and
I
you're
didn't,
the only one laughing.
But I didn't think that he was, like, panicky. Like,
So pushing up on a suitcase saying, Sarah, Sarah, Sarah,
I can't
I
breathe.
can't breathe.
George has done that
Shady.
in the past before, too, where it's just like he thinks that he's woe is me kind of thing, where it's like, I
Well,
don't
he's
think-
never been locked in a suitcase, that's
No.
where he couldn't get out, so.
It's kind of, I thought it was
And
the
you know
boy
the oxygen
crying
is
wolf,
coming.
crying wolf kind of thing.
Okay.
And again, my plan.
But nowhere in there is he laughing, is he joking, he is begging. And you're the only one laughing,
Okay.
and you're the only one saying derogatory comments, like you're mad.
No. Please don't, I don't mean to sound negative, and I don't know if I can say this, but, like, it's like you guys are kind of trying to, like, feed me. Like,
No, I'm just trying to show you a video that you no longer want to watch because you probably don't want to know the outcome of how and what you said.
well, I know what,
You know what's on that video now?
No.
You remember making that video?
oh,
Why don't you remember making the video?
probably because we had been drinking.
But you weren't drunk.
Just because I went upstairs and, just
You
because
told
you're
us-
drunk doesn't mean that
You told us times that you were not drunk. You said that you had your wits about you. You said he had his wits about you.
Mhm.
You said
Do you see that? She completely forgot her prior lies. She was easy. Sarah, you were a fly in a web, and the spider wasn't even that hungry. The spider let you sit there until you're done wiggling. Now look, look. Yes, she did say she wasn't drunk. She did say she had that all my wits about myself. She said she was the smartest person ever created, and she doesn't remember making the video. But all of a sudden, I don't remember making the video, ma'am and sir, because I was drinking and drunk, and I just went to bed and sleeping. I had no idea where it was. Like, if you remember in Darable's case, that was exactly it. They spin stories, but because they don't understand the landscape, they literally throw stuff like spaghetti in the wall. And whatever sticks, sticks. She forgot about this prior story she spun. That's why, number one, because it was a lie, but that's why she's so confused. And it just adds on to her frustration. She has lost control. She never had control. The detective made her believe she had control. But because the detective was so quiet and non-responsive, and that's what you have to do against a narcissist. You have to just be quiet. If you know the fact, don't speak, because the more you speak, the more they take that and spin more stories and confuse you. That's why she was not able to talk herself out of it. They just kept very neutral and quiet and listened to her nonsense. That's why she's like, a flustering fly in a web. Oh.
That you don't like not having your wits. In my experience, if somebody cannot remember doing something to the extent of making 2 videos and taking a photo, they are intoxicated.
Okay. I understand where you all are coming from.
Well, we're just trying to make sense of it. We're trying to figure out what you're saying.
We're trying to figure out this video.
You explain it to us. We're listening.
I just did. Like, we were playing, and then, like, I thought it was... My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep. My plan was not to... He'll be up here any minute.
But you willingly went upstairs and went to sleep. No one forced you to go upstairs and get
My
ready
plan
for
wasn't
bed.
also to leave him in the suitcase.
So why didn't you take him out?
Because I went upstairs, and then I fell asleep.
But why didn't you consciously think, he's asking to come out, he
I
can't
didn't do
breathe.
it intentionally.
What do you think is going to happen if you leave somebody in?
Did you see how she replied that? I didn't do it intentionally. She's not thinking correctly. That's why it's all over the place. She sees nothing is sticking now, and she's not able to influence anybody. And so she just goes exactly to where she wants you to see. I didn't do it intentionally. All that spinning that she's been doing, all that blabbling was for that moment. Because her goal going to the interrogation is to say to us, the viewers, well, not the viewers, but to the detective or to the police, that it was not intentional. It wasn't my fault. It's actually his fault for being drunk, because he could have gotten out, but he didn't get out. But she was not able to do that. And so she just spurred the last part. If you remember, guys, during the Darabrook case, I explained a little bit how story spinning works. And it's a very systematic step. And the reason why they can't just go from step 5. A narcissist will never just blatantly ask you, hey, can I borrow your car? They wouldn't do that. If you ask me why, I cannot tell you. But from my experience, every single time before a narcissist asks what they want, they do premeditated stuff. That's just their nature. Everything they do has a preconceived notion, has a premeditated notion. It has a confound variable behind it. Me and you might just say like, hey, you know what? Can I just borrow your car? I'll be right back. They might want to use it on Tuesday, and on Sunday, they'll serenade you and then ask you on Tuesday. It makes no sense. But they can't just ask directly what they want. And for some reason, and I've thought about that, like why? And I think it's because they are so insecure at your answer. They don't want to hear no. So therefore, they make sure that it is a definite yes by just being nice to you, gathering sympathy, repeating, like create a foundation, whoa, I need your car, I don't know how to do this, and then can I please borrow your car? They do that to make sure that a no is not even an option. That's why they can't just simply say stuff. And in her story spinning, that was her end goal. I didn't do it intentionally. So she sees where she's at. She wasn't successful at achieving her goal of the 5 steps. And just like Darrell Brooks, she just blurted out, like, fine, I didn't do it intentionally. Because they need to say, that's the end goal, and it's going in a direction that's not favorable for her. That's how I picked it up. And I believe, because obviously it fell on deaf ears, she's going to harp on that. She's gonna forget the steps and just keep repeating that. And the reason why is because she's so stressed, she cannot spin its stories anymore. She's no longer able to spin. So she's just gonna be a robot and hope for the best.
A confined space like that.
Well, I thought by not zipping it up all the way, it would be okay. My plan was not to leave him in the suitcase.
What was your plan?
Waiting for him to come upstairs.
And then when he did it?
I fell asleep.
You said you were up there 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, somebody not coming up.
Knowing that the last time you saw him was in the suitcase, 30 minutes later, you're like, maybe I should go check on him? Maybe I shouldn't?
No.
Well, that didn't cross your mind because it didn't happen.
That's like an assumption. Like, that's what you all are thinking.
We're asking.
It's the whole...
You tell us.
It's the drinking. That's what it is. It's the drinking. I thought it was, I thought he was okay. Like, I didn't... He's
telling you he's not. He's telling you, Sarah, I can't breathe. He's saying your name, and you're like, that's my name, don't wear it out.
Guys, that's how we are with each other. Like, nobody understands our relationship. The whole suitcase thing never happened before.
Would you leave someone else in a suitcase? Would you leave Lucas in a suitcase jokingly? Because it was a joking matter. You put him in there jokingly. Would you leave Lucas jokingly in there? And you love Lucas, right? And you love
I wouldn't
George.
do that to him, either. I wouldn't do that to him.
So, I just...
Well, it's not like, again, I don't think you all understand. Like, it's not that was not my intention. Y'all don't have any idea what I've done for him.
But by your acts, and that's exactly right.
Did you hear that? You guys have no idea what I've done for him. Throughout this entire interview, she blamed everybody. She mentioned it, but she hasn't harped on it yet. It's the fact that the suitcase was actually open. But George was just too drunk and too silly to stick his fingers out and open the suitcase himself. That's who she's blaming. She hasn't taken any responsibility at all. At all. Even the wine that they drank, she said it was just 1 bottle. It turned out to be the 2 bottles they drank at all. Because she wants to say she was sober. Girl, you were not sober, okay? You were having a good old time. Just take responsibility. Even caught red-handed in the act, they still say no. Let me tell you something. If any of you are sitting there holding your breath for a narcissist parent, lover to change, you are just gonna wither away, never to see the light of the light of the sun again. You'll wait until you are literally blue in the face. You'll wait forever, right, sir? Listen to him.
You get to the point where you've done so much for somebody and they don't show you any appreciation.
He did.
Not by your words in the video. I don't get that.
He did.
Because you bring up the fact that when he's choking you, you can't breathe. That's how you felt when he cheated on you. You couldn't breathe. And you verbally, several times, told him just fuck you.
Well, you said it in the video, but you won't let us play the rest of it because you don't want to...
When I say cheating, it's on his phone.
Okay. Cheating is cheating.
I think so, too.
Exactly.
It's your definition of cheating, though, so, I mean,
Yeah.
that's what the word cheat means.
And that's what you told him in the video. That
Girl.
I couldn't breathe when you cheated on me.
That officer is shady.
No.
Okay?
That's how I felt when he said, Sarah, I can't breathe. And you told him,
I don't
fuck
know what
you.
you, this is
What would you
Life
say
changing.
if somebody told you that they had done this?
done what?
Zipped somebody in a suitcase and went up and went to bed.
Do you all not think, so you all think that it's like, oh good, I got him in there, now I'm going to go to sleep? Is that what you guys are trying to assume? Or trying to, like,
We're just, the video is very portraying of the opposite of what you told us.
no.
It is not leading up, it is not matching what statement you gave us in the car.
So,
And that's why we want to know,
and
the
I don't remember
injuries-
doing those.
the injuries are not consistent with what you've told us. So we have a lot of inconsistencies, and this video explains itself. It really, truly does.
You don't
It
think that I
does.
have thought about that?
Thought about the video, or thought about...
But no, again, if you don't mind, please. So you all are assuming that it's like, oh good, I got him in there, now I'm going to go to sleep? Is that what you all are assuming?
Yes.
Well, it's not an assumption
Yes.
when that's what you told us, so that happened.
That's what happened.
And the video,
Shady, shady detective. Girl, you're shady.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
But- I'm not going to say,
you thought he could
Goes
get out
up.
on his
Yes.
own, but the video shows that he cannot get out on his own.
but when I unzipped it with one finger.
From the outside.
But it had the hole in it.
And you're claiming that it had a paperclip, so that's what assisted you in doing it.
No.
Is what you told us.
When I had my sweatshirt, I said I thought it had a paperclip on it. It's
But
got,
the zipper part is broken, that
yes,
helps
which is
you
why we were
zip
going to
it.
zip it.
Yeah.
I just,
You were able to unzip it from the outside very easily, because that's the way they're designed.
but you could on the inside too. I don't know how.
Well, why wouldn't he have gotten himself out if he could? He was
I don't
asking-
know.
he was
Like, I don't know if
asking.
you saw, like, where the hole was. I don't
I
know.
didn't see a hole.
No
I
one
didn't
sees
see
the
no
hole.
finger
You're the
sticking
only
out.
one that's what I'm saying. Like,
So, right? She's blaming everybody else. George didn't see the hole. By the way, we've all had those zippers with the tip broken and you had to use like a paper clip to open. Sarah, even from the outside with a paper clip, it's hard to unzip those kind of things. What? I told you she's not thinking normally. Like at that moment, she's just throwing spaghetti words. Whatever sticks, sticks. In her head, any excuse is better than nothing. Deny, 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 deny. Yes, I looked up in the sky. I blinked too much. George just, I don't know. He couldn't teleport. What do you mean? George couldn't teleport. The detective are having none of it. They're not even interested at all. Ooh, this was something.
he's in one position, and where his head would be, we should be able to see fingers. And then when it's flipped over onto this right side, again, his head is closer to us facing the video, so we should be able to see fingers, and we don't see anything. We see no movement of him trying to unzip it or physically unzipping it. All we see is pushing up, trying to push out of it.
Please do not.
Yes, Sarah,
assume.
explain that.
I'm not
My-
assuming.
my
I haven't
intention-
assumed anything. I follow evidence.
But my intention was not, again, oh good, I got him in there, now I'm just going to go to sleep.
What do you think someone that knows nothing about this or hears just a little bit like, oh, they were playing around in a suitcase
She's been drinking
and then
and
watches that
probably went
video?
to sleep. That's what happened.
But you let him out before. I mean, you put him in, so why didn't you take him out?
Because I was upstairs and I fell asleep.
No, before you went upstairs. You, like, consciously had to walk upstairs. I mean, you obviously remember going to bed because you were able to give me a time frame on that. And you specifically told me that you went
I don't-
upstairs.
My intention is not for this to happen. I am sick about it. I've never done anything like this before in the past. I am sick. Especially with that. I thought I couldn't sleep last night. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. You tell us the last night, you vividly remember this when you told us last night, that he was laughing, you were laughing, you put him in the suitcase, he has 2 fingers sticking out, and you go to bed. Now we see something totally different, and it actually shows you upset and, again, using derogatory terms to him when he's begging for his life to get out of that suitcase.
So
what
my thing
you
is
say
that
we're assuming, we're not assuming,
but
we're
the
telling
fingers,
you what's on there.
so it just happened to be that whenever I was videotaping or doing whatever else it was, just happened to not have that in it.
Okay. And you also, in the video, you can't see any holes.
How convenient. I didn't record it, sir. He has 2 fingers sticking out. I didn't record it. How convenient. Oh, Sarah. Those suitcases, I looked at the dimensions of that suitcase. They're both the same. Would you look at this? I can't even fit my dog inside there. How the hell did he fit in that? When I saw the dimensions and I was like, what? I can barely fit my leg in there. How small and tiny is George? Oh boy.
There's nowhere in that where the zipper separates and you can see a hole. If there's a hole, he's pushing on it, begging you to get out. We should probably see that hole that
He
you're
essentially
talking
would have
about.
been able to get out.
Yeah.
Alcohol.
Based off what you're telling us, he should have been
Yes.
able to get out.
Okay.
But the video shows him attempting to get out, begging to get out, and he can't. So that's just what we're trying to figure out. I don't know if maybe you had too much to drink, you zipped it up all the way, and then,
I did not zip it up all the way.
Okay, well.
I did not zip it up all the way.
She's trying to find an outlet. She can't use alcohol because she said she was sober. Actually, you know what? Sarah, at this point, we're just looking to see what she's going to come up with next, right? There's no explanation. Look, even Dara Brooks had it easy on this one. Let's be real. Let's be a little bit real. Sarah, you were caught red-handed from your phone at your house from your ex-boyfriend. There was no escaping that, Sarah.
This is horrific, okay? Horrific.
It is terrible.
Yeah, so they look
Horrific. I don't think I'll ever be right because of this. Ever be right. Dealing with everything else that I have in my life, personally. And then this.
Story spinning. She's gathering sympathy. What's going to come up next? If she is spinning a story, that means she has something in mind. Oh, let's see.
Okay.
Whom I loved. It was not intentional. I will put my hand on the Bible. It was not intentional. I would not do that to him nor anyone else.
But you did.
Not intentional.
You intentionally went up to bed.
I didn't intentionally
left
go to
him.
bed because I'm thinking, okay,
Hold
good,
on,
he can
hold
get
on.
out.
How did you not intentionally go to bed? You said you went upstairs and got into bed. That's intentionally going to bed.
Waiting for him.
And he doesn't come, but you don't go down to check on him.
So I happen to go to sleep. When I say go to sleep,
And what do you
goes
normally
off
do when you
whatever
go to
you're
bed?
gonna do.
What do you normally do when you go to bed?
What do you mean?
What is a bed for? Going to sleep.
Right.
So you go to
But
bed to
obviously
do
you
what?
can tell too that, like, I've
You
been
go to
drinking
bed
also.
to do what? Okay. You kept telling us, hey, I wasn't intoxicated. I wasn't this. I wasn't that.
Being drunk and intoxicated, which, yes,
Okay.
you can tell that I had been drinking, but
Okay. So if you weren't intoxicated, then why would you ever leave somebody in a suitcase that's begging to get out, that's telling you they can't breathe?
if I hadn't been drinking, you still think it would be the same thing? Where it's like, hop in, I'm going to go to sleep.
She said hop in. George, did you just hop in? You know, it's one of those things where I'm going to say, I've done drinking games before. I was definitely drunk before. I've done stupid things before. Never did I step into a suitcase. Can you imagine, guys? Just imagine if you had a spouse, a friend, a family members. Hey, won't you get in a suitcase? I'm gonna zip it up and let's play hide and seek. First of all, if Chris said that to me, I say, 911. I mean, I'm not playing with that. I'd be like, what? No. Hard no. Kids, don't play in suitcases, okay? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do I'm laughing because can I be stupid? Look, let me be stupid for a second. Let me just a second. So a long time ago, a very long time ago, back in my stupid days, and it was in New York City. We were young and stupid, and we were we were going out. But before we left the house, we said, me and my friends, we each had to pick a voice, and we had to stick to that voice all night, just to be stupid. And this is the voice I picked. Stop it. You're never gonna do it ever again. Never. Hello, my name is Alistair. Absolutely. Yes. And then, no, look, it's really funny because they picked stupid voices and we had to stay in character for the whole night. Can I tell you how this was one of the funniest night of my life? Because nobody hit on us. People were like, who are these weirdos? People avoided us like the plague. We were freaking weird. We were freaking weird. It was, it was such a funny night. And so that's why I'm laughing. It's just reminiscing from that night. Hi guys. They're actually subscribers. They're subscribers. So they're probably going to watch this. Wasn't it fun? It was a fun night, wasn't it? Okay, let's press play.
Is that what you all are trying to do? To portray me
We're not
as?
trying to do anything. I'm simply asking you to explain to me what happened.
Everything was fine and dandy.
I wouldn't call it fine and dandy.
Was fine and dandy.
Explain
You
to
all
me how.
don't, okay, for me to tell you this, again, mind you, I've been without him for a day now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I
shady
don't-
detective.
No,
She's playing play.
I mean, I don't know what you all want me to tell you because this was
Look how distracted Sarah becomes. That's why I say she's not a sociopath. She's not a psychopath. She's a narcissist because she's so distraught by her shame she can't think straight again.
not in any way, shape, or form. Hand on the Bible, intentional.
Okay. So you just left
I
him there
didn't
to
kill
teach
him.
You left him there to teach him a lesson?
I didn't mean to leave him there. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You got up and walked away. How is that not intentionally leaving him there?
Because I'm looking at the hole, knowing that it's there. He'll get out and no home. Because you
And
don't.
then he doesn't, but you don't go check on him. You say you're up for 30 minutes and he doesn't come up. You don't go down and check on him?
I'm in the bed.
You even moved,
And so
I mean,
off.
you admit to moving the suitcase, like, over, so.
You roll it.
You roll it over, like, it's not like,
I didn't want it to be like that. Don't.
you didn't want him to be upside down. How do you even get upside down?
Right. You guys are killing me right now.
I just want you to hear.
Victim.
That's how he talks to me most of the time.
It's his fault. Look at the severity of this and look what she says. That's how he talks to me.
I don't know
most of the time.
how you want me to say it.
I'm just trying to figure out what you would expect to happen to somebody when you leave them in a suitcase.
I didn't mean to leave him in there.
Okay.
What's your reasoning for, not calling 911 sooner?
Because I didn't know what to do and how horrific it was. I called Brian, and 5 minutes later I called you guys? Not even 5 minutes. Nonetheless, that I had to, I was trying to do CPR. I was trying to do CPR. I had to get him out and try to do CPR. and then called you guys. And then was continually doing CPR with the dispatch on the phone, where he had me count out loud to help me focus on what I was doing.
She was not doing CPR. We heard a 911 call. Again, when you do CPR, I've done CPR. You are so tired. I told you, I'm a big guy. I was exhausted after the CPR. Can I tell you my CPR story if you care? Really quickly. If you don't care, fast forward. Listen, okay? I was a lifeguard, and it was in a public pool, and it was one of those days. Again, it was after lunch. It was after lunch. And the last thing I wanted to do is to jump in the water. So, you wear your sunglasses. All lifeguards wearing sunglasses. So you wear your sunglasses, you climb that ladder, you have a seat, and you're digesting, right? You're sitting down with the little buoy right here, and you're like, sort of watching, but not really, right? Come on. Come on. We've all done that, lifeguards. Don't act new on me now. All right. So, right. But you have sunglasses. Okay. You're digesting your meals. Nice and heavy sandwich. And then it was very crowded pool. So freaking crowded. I mean, I didn't even know how I didn't jump on someone's head, because I had to jump from the top down to save the person. And I don't know how I caught this guy, but he was wearing a red bathing suit, and in my teenage stupor, I was 20 years old at the time, same difference, teenager, and so I saw him, and he was on the deep end, and I jumped. I put the whistle, I put the thing beep, I jumped. Thank God I didn't hit nobody because it was very crowded. I went and picked him up. First of all, he was not heavy, but oh my God, it's heavy. I just ate a big meal. I got him out, and he was there for quite a while. Now, before you throw darts at me, the person before me should have paid attention, because I literally sat down for like a minute, and then I saw him. So I get ready to do CPR. I was out of breath. And I had a full sandwich in my stomach, and I was pumping, and I cracked his ribs. He had like multiple broken ribs, cracked, really. One broken rib and multiple, cracked it. He survived, threw up everywhere. He survived, but oh boy, it was a fiasco, and I was very, very, very tired. And then you have to deal with insurance and everybody under the sun calling you and all that stuff. But it was not like walk in the park, Sarah. I'm sorry to take your time, but I say this because like she's obviously lying. It's really annoying. It's so annoying when someone lies blatantly like that. At least try to lie to us. Try. Anyway.
It just, I don't know how, I mean, you can sit here all day long and say, I thought he was going to get himself out, but he didn't, and you went upstairs, and you stayed there for 30 minutes before you fell asleep.
But can I say, too, like...
You chose not to ever, at any point during that 30 minutes, walk back down and check on him.
No, wait 1 second. Because I know, like, with you all, and then, like, because you continually ask me, like, time frames, where I told you...
There was obviously something in your head that you were thinking of when he was asking to be let out, and you're like,
Again, it's the boy calling wolf.
Okay, but where does this game end? You say this is a game, you got somebody in there.
Obviously, like, the wrong way.
So what was your intention for leaving him in there?
And it's not fair. It is not fair. You guys are trying to, again, he's in there. Night.
That's what happened.
No.
That's absolutely what happened.
Intentionally.
How's it not? You got up off the couch, walked up a flight of stairs, and got in your bed.
Thinking he was going to get out.
And he didn't, and you still didn't go down and check on him.
And it's the whole 30-minute thing that you guys are trying to do.
I don't care about
whatever. It's like, for all I know, it's 10 minutes.
He's begging for his life, telling you he can't breathe.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I don't. I didn't intentionally mean for this to happen.
But you
Then what
can't
did you
tell us
intend?
why you left him in there and went upstairs. That's my only issue. Like, what am I supposed to write? What do I write?
So my thing is, though, it's, what I have a feeling is I went upstairs and just hit the bed kind of thing. But, again, I'm thinking, he'll be up here any minute. But then I go out.
But my question is, why didn't you just let him out prior to going up?
I don't know why.
He's begging to be let out. He's not laughing. He's not having fun. This,
Right,
you said
I
that,
know.
you
I don't
said this
know.
was supposed to be fun. You were laughing before. Before you said he was laughing, you were laughing, you went upstairs, he had his fingers out of the bag and he was playing. Well, obviously that's not the case.
So are you guys, so what is it you're trying to, like...
We're just trying to figure out why.
Why? What?
Why?
What was the motivation for leaving him in the bag?
Why he was left in the bag? Why the video?
I didn't have any motivation. It was me, he and I having a great day, fooling around and being stupid, and apparently me going upstairs and hitting the bed, not going to sleep, where it's like, I'm tired now, I'm going to go to sleep.
That's excluding, that's a good analogy for the day, excluding the fact that he's got a bump on the back of his head, a bump on the front of his head, and his lip is busted, and he has a bump on his eye.
I don't know what you all want me to tell you. Like, this is not fair at all,
Yes.
that you all are assuming that that's from me.
Okay. So it's not fair. Didn't we see that before? Hi, Don. Didn't we see that before? Hi, Daryl. Didn't we see that before? Look, it's classic narcissistic. Oh, whatever. You know what I meant. It's classic. Okay? The answer to the why is very clear. George did not serve any more purpose at that particular moment. It may have gone too far, but in that particular moment when Sarah was under the influence, George was not worthy of his life. And she was in a position of extreme power. She had control over his life, and she chose to let him die, allegedly. Now, I want to point out a few things in that little snippet. She mentioned it's not fair. What is not fair? What she thinks is not fair is the fact that they are saying that she is the reason why he's dead. She believes that's not fair. Because in her mind, George deserved, it's George's actions that led him to her deciding his fate. It's not her. It's because George's action led her to decide his fate. If George didn't act this way, then George would have been alive. That's why it's not fair. Because she understands that's the wrong reasoning. She understands she can't say that. And that's why she blames us for not understanding that. So it's not fair that we're blaming her because she's not to blame. George is to blame. That's why she brings up the fair. And if you notice, just like Daryl, it's because she's a woman, it might not be as easy to pick up. She's aggressive. She's combative. Remember how Daryl was like, okay, look, fight or flight, and Daryl chose fight a lot? She's doing the same thing. Narcs will always react. There's no such thing as a non-reactive narc. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist, okay? She is combative to the point where she even forgot that she's supposed to pretend to be emotional. She has no emotions there. Do you notice she cried only 2 times? She cried during the time where she was explaining to us what she was doing for George, but she never actually cried for George. She never actually cried for the fact that George lost his life. Sarah. Yes, she is upset at George. And she's upset at George at that moment for putting her in that situation. And what I love about the detective with the good shoes and the cough, she's looking at Sarah like, girl. She's not having any of it. But I also want to point out another thing, is that Sarah uses the word apparently. Well, apparently you assumed. She's deflecting whatever conclusion might be. She's deflecting it away from her. It's the same thing as saying, just in case you don't understand, in case you twist my words, in case you don't get it. Hopefully you understand it in its entirety. These are escape doors that she puts in place so she can just walk through it and deflect. I'll tell you why I think Sarah is actually more dangerous than Darryl Brooks. I'll tell you.
Where else did it come
If
from?
you were, say it's opposite, you were in the suitcase and you're asking to be let out, would you hope that that person would let you out? Like, you're asking to be let out of a suitcase, should they not let you out?
Eventually. I'm guessing. I mean, I'm blaming it on the wine.
Blaming it on the wine?
So,
I like how she just giggled. I blame her on the wine. Girl, it's not funny. It's not funny. Do you know where you is? It's not funny. And blame it on the wine. This is the girl who said she had all the mental faculties and she wasn't drinking, nor drunk, nor tipsy, according to her. According to her. Maybe not. She didn't say tipsy, but whatever. Same difference, right? According to her, but she blames it on the wine. She's panicking. She doesn't know where the spaghettis on the walls are. Is there spaghetti on this wall? Where's the spaghetti? Oh my God, I can't see the spaghetti. You know? So she's just like, okay, alcohol.
you guys are like assuming that,
You keep saying we're assuming, or we're not, we
We're
haven't assumed
asking you
anything.
questions.
but you guys are assuming that that's what I did.
No, by what,
Like, this is-
the facts of what happened. We got there, you said you pulled him out of a suitcase, you said you went up, you went to bed. We're not assuming that. These are the facts that you're telling us.
But
Now
when
we're
Fred
asking
is
you
like,
to
oh, I'm
explain them.
tired. Oh,
I'll tell you something else that I've observed. You see how she harps on the word you guys are assuming? She said it sporadically a few times prior, and now she's using it a lot. It's because she notices that there's actual reactions from the detective every time she says that. You know, detectives are not reacting that much to her stories, but they seem to react every time she says, you guys are assuming, and this detective like, no, we're not. She picked up on that. And so she is going to stick to that spaghetti on the wall because that's the only time she can read a reaction in the room. And I think legally the detectives have to make sure they make that clear. That's why they're so reactive to that. I'm not quite sure. But I've picked up on that. And she will not let go of that. You guys are assuming, because that's the only reaction she's truly getting back from them.
I'm tired.
Well, that's what you told me on a sworn recorded statement yesterday, because when I said, oh, you went upstairs and passed out, you were like, no, I did not pass out. You got attitude with me because you were thought I was assuming that you were drunk. So that's an assumption. That was an assumption when I said you passed out. And guess what? You corrected me.
You were very adamant about the fact that both of you had your wits about you. What's your favorite word to use?
Compass mentis.
You've used it today, too, to say that you guys were within your wits. There's two empty bottles of wine.
No, but we didn't drink both of them.
I think you did.
We didn't.
There's receipts for the
They were
same
both
exact day.
purchased yesterday, so I don't know how you didn't, because they weren't there the day before.
The one
There's two
was.
Publix receipts from yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing purchased on either one was a single bottle of wine, two of them. So we have each bottle of wine that was empty in your garbage can that you purchased yesterday, or he purchased, but you two would have consumed together.
Okay, well, I
mean, there's receipts, so it's not even worth the going back.
So this is, so I don't know what you guys are, I don't know.
We were just hoping that we could figure out why you...
What was the motivation?
There was no motivation.
Well...
But we're watching a video that, after talking to you, everything was laughing and fun. Now we're watching a video where it's not laughing and fun. He's begging for his life, and you are in a very angry voice telling him to fuck off.
No.
Yes, that's absolutely what it was. It's not an assumption. The video's there. We played it for you.
So you guys think that I intentionally...
You did.
It
You got up
doesn't matter
off the
what
couch
it doesn't
and
matter
walked
what
up
we
the couch,
think.
or walked up the stairs and got into bed. That was intentional. There's no way getting around that. You intentionally did that. Nobody drug you up there. You didn't float up damn stairs.
Okay, well, it's not fair. It's not fair that you guys keep trying to say that that's what I did.
I don't know what to tell you.
You told us
Love that. Those detectives probably saw each other like.
that. You didn't go upstairs?
Again, there was a whole...
That coughing though. Lady. Do I have a mask in here? I don't have a mask. Oh, I do. I don't know. I mean, that's way too much coughing. Way too much, lady. Way too much. Like, it's a small room. There's no windows. You all getting the COVID, and you all getting whatever flu she got, whatever upper respiratory situation she got. Like, I know she probably didn't feel like going to work, but she had to go to work. I get it. Look, if I was in her place, I would have done it too. Okay, I would have turned on to work and trying to figure it out. But it's just a little hard to see this, considering the times we live in. Like, man, could you just, like, I don't know. I just feel like I could just see the microbes, just having a good old time in your lungs.
in a suitcase. I unzipped it from the hole with one finger.
Well, the damn hole didn't do him no good, did it?
But he could push it open.
No, he
Did
couldn't.
he?
The video
No.
shows him pushing up.
And
If he could push it open, why wouldn't he have gotten out himself? Why would he beg you to open it?
I tell
Okay.
you, he can't breathe.
Okay.
If
I-
someone
I-
can do something for themselves, they're going to do it. They don't need assistance, unless they need assistance.
So, but why would he start doing it?
Because he couldn't, because it was all the way zipped.
Okay.
Didn't see it.
It wasn't. I intentionally didn't do it. That I intentionally did not do.
What's that? You didn't intentionally do what?
Zip it all the way. He nor I.
Well, he's dead as a result
Laid
of your
hands
action.
on each other.
He is dead as a result of
I
your
understand
action.
that.
So,
That's why
You
this...
two didn't lay hands on each other.
No. No. I don't have anything.
You're right.
He doesn't. Whatever that is, whatever it
He
is.
does.
See, this is what happens. It's not fair that you guys, just because he has those, automatically blame it on me. Like,
well,
Where else
what
are we
about
gonna
when
go?
you had your injuries and he gets arrested? Is that not fair?
really? Like,
It's
really?
the exact
Yeah.
same thing.
Really?
He has injuries. You have injuries. Like, what does that mean?
I don't have any injuries.
Correct.
Because
So
he
nothing
and I
happened to
have
you.
not been at it with one another.
So every time that you guys fight, you both hit each other? So you should have probably
No.
gone to jail all those times that he went to jail
No.
for domestic?
Well, the one time I did. But he completely trashed the police report. Because that's nothing what happened. Because the reason why I got taken in was because my story was different than his. So I'm being portrayed as, like, this abuser.
We're not saying that he doesn't abuse you.
Absolutely.
We're not saying.
So I'm the one that's being portrayed as the abuser.
Because he's
I have
yours.
never dealt with anything like this before. I don't know what to do, how to do it, and I always know what to do and how to do it. This, I don't know. So I don't know, like, what's going on or, like...
We are simply trying to find out as well. Again, we got one side of the story. You're telling us, we're going with what you're saying, but then we find stuff that negates what you're telling us.
And I don't even remember doing that.
Okay. You're telling us that we're assuming stuff, but what we're simply doing is telling you what we saw in the video and
I
repeating what
understand.
you told us.
I understand. Because I don't remember that.
Okay? Doesn't mean it didn't happen just because you don't remember it.
So is the texting thing something about me? Like, what's...
The what? Texting? Oh, no, I'm texting.
No,
You guys are scaring me, so, like, I don't know, like, what to expect. I mean, I had questions of things that need to be taken care of. Like, I don't...
What are
I
your
mean-
questions?
I have one last question. You realize you're the person that killed him, right?
I thought about that.
Okay, you left him in a bag when he's begging you, saying, I can't breathe, let me out, and you said, fuck you. And you got up off the couch and went upstairs and left him in that bag.
Not intentionally.
Again,
I would never do that to George.
you did.
Not
It happened.
intentionally. Know that.
I don't.
Know that.
You got up and you went up to bed.
Alcohol is a shitty thing. It's alcohol.
So
Not,
alcohol
again,
is the reason that you killed him?
you all,
Please sit down.
listen to me.
Please sit down.
You all, listen. I did not intentionally kill him.
Okay, so look, the forensic people came, they took her fingernail stuff. That's it. Sarah, it's time to go to jail, Sarah. Sarah, oh, Sarah, it's time to go to jail, Sarah. Okay, Sarah, let's go to jail. Now watch what she says.
Okay, Sarah.
Okay, Sarah.
So, you're not free to go. Okay. Oh, do you promise everything you told us was the truth? Or no? Everything we've talked about today?
Yes. What do you mean?
He has to swear. Remember how I swore you yesterday on
Oh, detective. She was about to arrest Sarah, and then the detective was like, "Oh wait, you forgot to say that." Sarah picked up on that, so Sarah is going to claw her way. She's gonna find a way to delay. Now watch her how she delays this.
the audio recording? I just forgot, so he raised his hand to remind me to tell you.
Okay.
Do you promise and swear that everything we talked about today has been true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
For which
True
everything?
and accurate to the best of your knowledge.
What, that it wasn't intentional?
It's not a hard question. Do you promise everything you said was accurate to your best of your knowledge? That's it. Yes or no? Look at her go into details. She understands the question, but she understands that what happens next is her arrest. So she is stalling. She'll stall for as long as she's able.
Everything you've
you
said
told
today, everything that's come out of your mouth has been true and accurate to the best of your knowledge.
To the best of my knowledge.
Correct. Yes.
Why?
Because
That's how
anytime
you
we talk
swear.
to somebody, we want to assure that everything that we've talked about is,
True and accurate to the best of that person's knowledge.
it's not a trick question,
To the best of my knowledge?
to the best of your knowledge.
Everything that you've told us today is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge.
Yes, but it was not intentional.
Okay. Okay.
All right, do me a favor, stand up. I need you to turn around, face the wall, put your hands behind.
That cough, though. You all catching what she got. All of you. Detective, Sarah, she gave you a gift.
Behind your back. Do you have anything in your pockets that I should know about?
No.
Okay.
Watch this. Listen to this. Listen
Why
to
is
this.
this happening?
Because George is dead.
Not intentional.
Why is this
We
happening?
understand that.
He's still dead.
Well, we don't
Someone
really
needs to
understand
call
that.
Brian, please.
Okay.
Or can I not make a phone call?
You'll be able to make a phone call when we get you down to the jail.
So
You'll
why
be
is this
afforded-
happening? So this was a trick.
No, it's not
No,
a trick.
not
How's
a
it a
trick.
trick? I'm in here to ask you to explain a few things to us, and
You were read your rights.
your response to everything was basically, I didn't do it.
Intentionally.
I have to go through that.
Doesn't matter. He's still dead. Do me a favor. Have a seat.
Really, guys?
Really.
So if I didn't show up. Why
For
is
your
this
training?
happening?
Because
So in her mind, she thinks that because she came willingly, she's supposed to be given grace. that she should get brownie points because she drove herself to the police station. In her mind, she feels like, well, I came willingly, so therefore you shouldn't arrest me because I didn't do it intentionally and I came willingly. Mental.
Before y'all said I could leave, that I was done after that.
We were done, yes. We were done. Absolutely.
So that's what it is.
We are done.
Right. Not intentional.
Okay.
So what am I supposed to do now?
You will...
Someone needs to call Brian.
Okay.
Lucas is waiting for Mom to come home. This was not my intention.
You should have thought of that first, Sarah. You know, parents with kids. Look, I'm the first one to tell you don't judge parenting, okay? I mean, who am I to talk? Everything I do is almost autopilot with lots of smile and love. But there's certain things that should be universal to all parents, in my mind. For example, you know, don't get hurt. My daughter needs me. I can't go to jail. My daughter needs me. I cannot crash my car. Like, I need to be around for my kid. So you best believe I'm sensitive to danger. Should I go? Should I not? Yeah, because it's not about me anymore. So, I mean, that's how I look at it. When you're a parent, your well-being is the utmost importance, because if you're not okay, your kid is not okay. So Sarah, when you were drinking yourself to oblivion, you should have thought about your kid. Heck, I can hardly comfortably drink now because I'm like, oh, okay, I have to be present for my daughter. I can't just be completely drunk. You know, what if I gotta make a bottle? What if I gotta pick the kid? You know, like, what if I have to do a cartwheel and go to the hospital? Like I do think like that. Like, I can't be completely inebriated because I need to be present for my kid. Do you understand? So, as a parent, no, Sarah, I don't know what you're talking about. You should have thought of that before you got really drunk.
I thought I was waiting for you all to come and figure out what's what and how many.
That's what we're trying to do.
And I was going to be able to go home and see Lucas.
See, it's everybody's fault but her own. It's not her fault. It's not her fault. It's your fault, officer. You lied to me. Didn't we hear that before, Daryl? Didn't we hear that before? The whole "it's not fair. I thought we were friends." Officer, you lied to me, detective.
Now he's just not going to have me come home. So there's nothing that I can do.
All right, no.
Nothing, Sarah.
There's nothing that I can do in order to go home and see Lucas and prepare.
Not right now, no.
Why did you say it like that? Look at her eyes. There's nothing I can do to go home. I'm sorry. But why does she have to say it like that? Sarah, look away when you say that. That's not appropriate. There's nothing I can do. I'm sorry. I mean, look at the way she said it. Let's replay. I'm not seeing things. Am I?
Now he's just not going to have me come home.
Wait.
So there's nothing that I can do.
It's not.
There's nothing that I can do in order to go home and see Lucas and prepare.
You'll be afforded the time in court. You'll be
Right.
afforded an attorney.
I know I'm being silly, but why does she have to say it like that? Like, that's such a, I don't know, I just thought that was very inappropriate. I don't know why my mind went like over there, but it did. It did. Stockholm syndrome. I can't with me. I can't. Sarah is Stockholming, okay? Stockholming.
You'll be afforded a chance to talk to a judge, and all that stuff will be worked out.
But what's the time frame for that, though?
Girl, who cares? You go to jail.
You should make first appearance probably by tomorrow morning, if not tonight, depending how things are busy, how quickly you get down there. I
had a
don't
sneaky
work in
suspicion
there.
this was going to happen.
Okay.
And I need water, like, really bad, please.
Have a seat.
You all tricked me down here.
Absolutely did not.
Do you hear that? You all tricked me. Now, Obviously, she got arrested, and and that's that. So the reason why I think she's more dangerous than Daryl is because, you see, Daryl was definitely intentional. But in the time frame of Daryl didn't wake up in the morning thinking, I'm going to go and run over these people. I believe Sarah premeditated this. And this is from what I believe, right? Because she bought the wine, got the game, got the suitcase, and then she insinuated. Nobody plays hide and seek in a suitcase, okay? What is that? Hide and seek. Want to play hide and seek? I wonder where you are. In the suitcase. Like, what? I'm not buying that. Come on. She was just playing hide and seek. Really? I wonder where he was hiding. Where is he? I wonder where he is. Oh, in a suitcase that I zipped. No. It's just, again, it's one of those weird story thing. It doesn't make any sense for that. This is not a hide and seek game, all right? So, no, I think she planned it. She was like, I'm going to get him really drunk, and I'm going to put it in the suitcase. Or I'm going to do something. Maybe it wasn't a suitcase, but something. Sarah had an intent that day. That's why I think she's more dangerous than Daryl, okay? Think about it, guys. You're getting drunk, and then in your drunken stupor, let's go skinny dipping. Nope. Let's go run in the forest naked. Nope. Let's play the drums naked. Nope. Get in the suitcase. It's so specific. It's so specific. Do you ever think of a suitcase when you're drunk? No. Do you ever think of stepping in here when you're drunk? Nope. Now think about that. At what point does a suitcase pop into your brain cells? At any point when you've been drinking. We've all been drunk before. When have you ever thought of a suitcase ever? Okay, fine. I give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you thought of a suitcase. When have you ever thought of a suitcase when you decided to play a game? Okay, fine. I give you that. When have you ever thought of a suitcase when you decided to play a game called hide and seek? Did I plead my case? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Sarah, you think you're slick. White woman. All right, look, it's the end of this very long interrogation. Look, listen. So, I'll tell you the story with the neighbors another time. It's very long. Look, I give you a quick snap preview. Okay, it's racist. It's homophobic. And we did courts. Was it threatening? Almost. And I live in a nice little place, right? And there's upstanding neighbors, except these neighbors just couldn't stand the fact there's a black person across the street, and that black person happened to be anyway. Courts were involved, police was involved, lawyers were involved. I won. That's it. I won, and I won hard. All right, it's another story. So, guys, thank you for watching. Look, thank you for watching. Again, a long video. I tried to entertain you as much as I could. I hope I was successful in catching your attention. Okay. Again, I can't believe he fit in that suitcase. I still can't believe it. I can't believe it. My dog doesn't fit in it. I could barely close this suitcase with my leg in it. I don't know how. Ugh. And guys, of course, like, subscribe. And look, listen, I love the comments. You may not think I read them. I read almost all of them. The thing is, because I want to respond to all of them. Sometimes I read the comments when I have the baby in my hands and I need 2 hands to respond. Sometimes I read the comments when I'm at a corporate meeting, without the camera and the baby in arm. When my people talk nonsense, when it's boring, I just go to the comments and I read, but I just can't answer all of them all the time, but I read them all. 90% of them. I do. And, I try my best to reply to all of them, but but sometimes it's very difficult. And by the time I try to get back to it, life happens. But comment. I hear your thoughts. I hear it. I see it. I don't ignore it. I see it, and I love it. I think a community, we talk, and I learn from you. Every time you comment, I learn stuff. You know, I learn about this case. I learn about you. I learn about sometimes me. So I love the comments. So comments. Let me know your thoughts, okay? And again, for all the super thanks, the super like, and the buy me a coffee, thank you. Thank you, because you don't have to do that. Thank you. Your viewership is good enough, and you pressing that like button is good enough. For the extra achievers, if that's English, thank you. Thank you. Oh, that's it. Oh, Sarah. I see you next time, Sarah. Woo! Can you imagine Sarah and Daryl in the ring? Who would win? Sarah, Daryl, and that cruise guy. Who's going to win? I think Sarah's going to win. Look, Daryl would be like, subject matter jurisdiction. Sarah would be like, I'm not drunk. And Cruz, oh, no, Cruz will win. Cruz won't even blink. Cruz will, no, Cruz wins. Daryl and Sarah has no chance. Let me know in the comments below who would win between Cruz, Sarah, and Daryl. Who'll win in the ring? Who'll win in the fight? Okay. Bye. Thank you.